What's going on, Ghost Squad? Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Halloween variety show that is known as Tactical Tuesday. We've got really not a whole hell of a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the theme music, and I hope you guys are enjoying Halloween as you know it. So, um, let's see. I'm going to take this mask off for a little bit. I can't breathe. So, we'll go with that. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Tactical Tuesday. My name is Trey Miller with Ghost Tactical. For those of you that don't know or haven't been here before, welcome. Tonight's going to be a little bit different than what we have normally been accustomed to. We are going to try to stay away from the political shit and just have fun. We're going to probably talk about some guns. We'll talk about a couple other things, but we're just going to have fun tonight and enjoy each other and the fellowship and talk little Halloween stuff. So I got my Halloween candy here.
I am not holding your hand and singing Kumbaya.
No, you're not. For those of you who are wondering why I keep looking off to the side, my laptop went to the crapper today, so it's a little out of commission, so I had to bring my desktop in here. So my monitor's over here and the camera's over here. So if you see me look over here, it's not that I'm trying to ignore you guys. It's what it is today. Before we check out the room, let's go through here. We got a couple more people that are going to be joining us here in a bit. But as of right now, let's check out the illustrious and sometimes frightening panel from South Carolina, the Outlaw Hatfield. How are you doing, Outlaw?
Am I the frightening part?
Yes, you are. You know, if you look at a group and you can't figure out who the scary looking guy is, you're the scary looking guy. So yeah, you're the one. Sorry about that.
Apparently, they haven't had a good look at Clover.
That's between you and him. Also from the state of South Carolina, the Jonas that wears the blue dress and strikes at night, the one, the only Night Strike. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, but don't worry. I know that Ghost Tactical that tactical logo has a blue dress too.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see that one. So.
Oh really? Okay. Well, let me screen share. I got it right here.
All right.
Legs, at least.
From the great state of Texas, the tactical leprechaun himself, Clover Tack. How's it going, brother?
What's that?
There he is. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and ooh, I like you. The tactical leprechaun has made an appearance, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, bro?
I don't think my mic's working right.
It's working. I can barely hear you. It's hard to hear you through the mask, but we can hear you.
Yeah, it's probably the math.
Yeah.
Gotta get right up on it and talk really loud.
That sounds fine, just like that, yeah.
I can't breathe.
That's why I had to take my mask off, because I was having a little difficulty breathing. But
breathing is overrated.
Well, sometimes to some people it is, but most of the time
look at Night Strike.
It's not. Well, he just blows a lot of hot air, so that's what it is. All right, and from the state of Arizona, the Godfather himself, the one, the only, G Webbs. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Not a problem. Before we get going, let's take a look at the room out there. We've already got 25 watching, and we just started. Let's see. We got Patriot in the Dark, Midnight Range TM, Rich White, the 1%. RL Sewer, what's up, bro? Grim 90. AC's in the hizzy. Hemi, what's up, my man? How you doing, bro? Happy Halloween. Sean Callanan, Mike Sykes, Josh Aguirre, Semper Fi, Devil Dog. The Outlaw Hatfield, Scott Pacini. Let's see your money at work. What's that mean, Travis? I don't know. I must have missed something up earlier. Too hotty. Let's see here. Patrick, what's up? D-Temp. Got a full house kind of right now going on right now. So, Hottie, I sent you, if you're interested, I sent you a link. So go check that out. I don't know if you're interested or not. But go check it out if you want in. Come on in. On the Gun Channel side, we've got G-Webs, Night Strike, Clayton, the Smith guy, Brady, Cycle Camp, Clover, Patriot in the Dark, Scars, Moon Food, and Dano. Brings me to talk about with Dano. Dano, I'm going to put a link over here, guys, and the YouTube side and on the Gun Channel side. Dano is doing a Google Doc, and here is the link. He's working on something right now, guys. He has been several times over to Tactical Response over in Tennessee, which is Jaeger's place and all that, and done some training. And he's had good experiences and some iffy experiences, but he's done kind of a lot of different things, and he has put a Google Doc up there. So if you have any questions about Tactical Response, then that link right there will get you, and you can ask any question you want. And it's going to be a little bit different than asking someone who works there. This is someone who's been there several times and met all the guys and been around. So if you have any questions that you are thinking about going to Tactical Response or taking some training from Jaeger and all those guys, and you have questions, go ahead and fill that document out and submit it to Dano, and Dano will kind of catalog everything and send a response and answer all those questions. So if you're interested in Tactical Response, or you're thinking about maybe taking some training and you do have some questions, go ahead and fill that out, and Dano will take care of it for you. Hottie, you didn't get it. Hold on here. Let me send you another email. Hold on now. So, how you guys doing? Are you guys having a good, happy Halloween so far? Anyone? Awesome.
Oh, you want us to talk to you?
Oh, you want us to say something now? Okay.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
just doing my own show thing. I do this every week, I've got to do certain things,
Well, here's the thing. If G-Webs would give up the mic once in a while,
Yeah, he's a talkative guy. We're going to get a
Yes,
G-Webs
he
here in
is.
a second. Let's go ahead and do this now if you want. Obviously, this coming Sunday is November 5th, and everyone's working hard on the rally, the Capitol rally. So if you get a chance to get to your state capitol, do that. You all know what's going on with that so far. It's gaining momentum. So get a chance to get out to your capitol on Sunday. Go check out your capitol and do your Second Amendment march and all that. The rally. It's going to be a wonderful thing. The next weekend is the Wanamaker Gun Show in Tulsa. This is the largest gun show in America, if not the world. Over 4,000 tables and booths. It's unbelievable. This will be my second time to go there, and it's awesome. But a few of us from Gun Channels are going to go up there, and we're going to try to go to the J.M. Davis Museum, and the day before, then spend Saturday and Sunday working the show and helping G-Webs out with his table. And then a bunch of us are going to try to go and get interviews and get a bunch of content shot from the gun show itself. So I'm going to let G-Webs talk a little bit about what we're doing, and I'm going to put the link up there. But we do have an Indiegogo thing going on right now to help out. So, G, you want to talk about Wanamaker?
I mean, you pretty much covered it. We want to get a bunch of people to get together, and then we're going to march at the gun show in support of the Second Amendment. Maybe I missed something.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we are trying to do is, and G had a really great idea, was instead of everybody staying at individual hotels and all that, think about getting a house. We can get a house for I think about $700 for the 4 days, and it's going to be kind of the central location where we can obviously where we'll stay and all that, but we'll also be able to do some collaborations. We're doing some maybe some live streams from the house as a group of us, be able to talk Second Amendment stuff and a strategy and kind of take back, and more importantly, just kind of collaborate on different stuff. Because when you've got that many creative people in a room together, the options and all that are limitless to figure out what we can do and what we can take our own channels, but the gun community and the Second Amendment to whole new levels with the content we're putting out. The gun show and the J.M. Davis Museum are unbelievable sources and of information and content. And there are people coming from, well, let's see here. G and Jimmy are coming from Arizona. Myself and Foose will be coming from Arkansas. Clover's coming from Texas. I know Cycle Camp's coming all the way from Connecticut. Rolf's coming from Florida. And there's going to be a bunch of other people showing up. And so we're trying to get this house. And some of these people are coming from a long ways away that might not be able to handle hotel rooms the whole night. So these houses, if you get enough people in there, it's a great place to do it. But we're also trying to do a GunChannels thing to where we're asking some of our viewers and all that to help out maybe with the cost.
No, we're not asking about the cost. So let me jump in there. So we're not going to do it this time around because we've got $50 over there. What we're trying to do is kick off a concept of people that are participating out there and want to see us get a house, but nobody's asking for a house for free. So
no, I'm not saying for free by any means. No, it's
no, I know, but I'm just saying it's not supposed to be an effort to get a house. It's an effort to make the event into a GunChannels type of event. So it's no big deal. It's happening. We did it for the first time here, and we only did it for 7 days, and we're doing it concurrently with Matt's marches, right? Yeah. So we knew it was probably a doomed effort. So Jimmy's not going. I don't think Dano's going, and I don't know if Clover's deal is, but we had people that were on the fence as to whether or not they could go. So the concept was to, if there was enough interest from the people who would watch, the audience out on GunChannels and all of our various channels, if those people were interested in seeing a collaboration, a house where everybody got together, then everybody could throw in a couple of bucks and offset some of the price of the house. But this is the first time. This isn't the first time we're getting together, and it's not the last time we're getting together. We'll get together at SHOT Show. We'll get together at Tulsa the next time it happens. Potentially, as GunChannels grows and as more people show up that are creating content and interested in going to these type of events, we've got things like the NRA show, the Pennsylvania event that happens early in the year. There's the Knob Creek and Big Sandy. So there's plenty of opportunities for people to meet up. This was just a first attempt to get a collaborative living situation going. So Jimmy's not going. There's not
He's not gonna go.
Well, there's no funds for that. So like I say, it's not that people were looking to get it paid for as much as just if there was that kind of interest, then if a house showed up and then all of a sudden some people could get there because their living arrangements weren't part of the budget, then that would have been fine. But no, we'll just show up. Everybody will do their thing with hotel rooms or whatever, and we'll still be able to do what we can and meet up. It's not like it puts that big a dent in anything.
No, we're still going to do all the content and all that stuff. It just was,
Yeah, and then going forward, we'll continue to try that for each event or each meetup. And like I say, as the audience finds it interesting and worthy, then we'll see if people start interacting with it more or participating with it more.
All right, let's see here. Let's go through the chat. Yeah, it's Sprinkles started. Let's see. Mike Sykes started his vacation 2 hours ago, so life is good. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see here. Well, guys, like I said, we're really gonna kind of take this down a rabbit hole tonight and talk about different things with Halloween. I know that other channels and other chats and shows have done their top fives of this and top fives of that. But what I'm going to do is kind of just see to start out the show. Does anybody here in the room have a favorite Halloween tradition that you guys had growing up, or a memory? Maybe not as a little kid, but maybe as you got older, something you guys did and all that. But is there that Halloween, costume? What was your favorite costume? I mean, what is your best Halloween memory that you guys can think of?
Oh, that's easy. That's a simple one for me. Trick or treating and fell off the damn bridge because I couldn't see where the hell I was going.
You fell off a bridge? Like how
I
high?
fell off a bridge. Yes.
How,
Well, it
how
wasn't
high
real
is
high.
the bridge, or was the bridge?
3.5, 4 feet.
Okay, how old were you when this
Well,
happened?
where I fell was only 3.5, 4 feet. The bridge in the middle gets a bit higher, but yeah.
How old were you
Could
when this
not
happened?
see. Oh God, 12, 13. Acting
Wow.
like a damn idiot, like kids do.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Clover, do you remember what's your best as a kid Halloween memory? Okay, awesome. Hottie, what's going on from this great state of Washington? What's up, Hottie?
What's going on?
What are you doing tonight? Anything special?
Just hanging out, handing out candy to the little monsters.
Yeah, they already started.
Not yet around here. Still light up.
It's about 5:20 or so. What's your? Do you have a favorite Halloween memory before we get this thing kicked off?
Not really, other than getting together with buddies and going out and raising hell.
Yeah. Night Strike, you have one?
Not particularly.
Okay, lively crowd tonight.
Sorry, man.
Stuff. No, it's all good.
It's just if normal things happen to me.
Yeah, we used to. I used to love go Halloween trick or treating and all that. And then as you got older, we kind of got into more mischievous things, if you want to say that. There was one particular year I probably was, I don't know, 13, 14, somewhere there. I don't know if I was in high school or like in 8th grade. I was around that time frame. And I don't know if you guys remember those big human slingshots that like took 2 people to hold the slingshot. Is big old, basically those old, reminded me of like surgical tube type stuff, material, and they would stretch out like crazy. So we used to take those out and we would sit on top of the roof, and you could shoot water balloons probably a good 50 to 100 yards with these things. And we would just watch this big group of kids come in around the corner, and we would just let them go. And like I said, that was probably mean and all that, but that was probably one of my best Halloween memories. Was
Does egging cop cars count?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we've done a lot of that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Scott says he remembers trick or treating in the snow once. I bet you that was interesting. Yeah. Trying to see here.
Snow before.
What's that?
I've trick or treated in snow before. Seems like when I was a little ass kid, like dressing up and going around still, it was always raining or snowing, so everybody had costumes on underneath their coats. So it was pretty weak, yeah. And
so
it was,
I mean, yeah, it's all that time to dress up, and then you really can't see much. Yeah.
Well, I don't really remember ever being too much into it. I mean, everybody's willing to dress up to get free candy, but I was never, dressing up to win a contest or anything. But yeah, it was like no one ever knew what anybody looked like.
Yeah. That's the interesting thing about Halloween is I was sitting there having a beer with a buddy of mine a couple weeks ago. We were talking about Halloween, and and all that stuff. And he's like, and he made a good point. He was like, these people, this is a day that you want people to walk around with masks on and walk up to strangers in strange houses and ask them to open the door. And he says, this is like everything that society goes against typically. But if you think about it that way, it is kind of weird. But I just remember my biggest, as a young kid, we would go for hours and just get as much candy as we possibly could. And I remember waking up the next morning for years and years and years. And I don't know if it was my mom and my dad, or if it was just my mom or just my dad. But needless to say, when I woke up the next morning, I had about half of a bag full of candy, and the other half was filled with empty wrappers. And which didn't bother me because there's no way I could eat all the candy that I got. The problem is they always ate the good shit, and they left me with some of the stuff we're going to talk about here in a little bit with our favorite and our least favorite Halloween candies. But they always left me the bad stuff, and it's like the black licorice. And I'm just like, I don't want. If you're going to eat my candy, so what I ended up doing as I got older and smarter, I would take all my candy and I'd go through it and I'd put it in another bag, all the stuff that I definitely wanted, and I'd hide it. And I'd leave all the other stuff in the normal bag out in my room. So I didn't care if they ate all that. And needless to say, that kind of shut them down because all the good stuff was gone. So I don't know if anyone else had an experience of moms and dads or brothers and sisters eating or taking all the candy. That really pissed me off. No? Okay. All right. Well, there is something. Huh?
I was going to say, back when we did this when I was a little kid, it was like the early 80s, I guess. So that's back when you had to walk around. Like there wasn't, let's all go to the mall or let's all go to some place where everybody's hanging out and you just spend 15 minutes collecting a bunch of candy. It would take us, like we'd have to figure out routes to go to like the good neighborhoods, and it would take us a while to bike to there. And then you only had a while, and then you'd have to watch out for older kids who would steal your shit.
Oh yeah.
And there's that kind of real life situation. So when you get all done and you're eating the whole way, it's not like you're gonna just gather candy. So you're eating candy the whole time. And if somebody gives you, like we would go to neighborhoods where we knew we'd get a whole candy bar or something, right? Somebody gives you a whole Milky Way, you ain't gonna just leave that in your bag because then somebody's gonna steal it or you're gonna lose it or it's gonna get ruined or something. So you're eating that right then. So I don't remember ever really coming home with big piles of candy. I don't think that was practical back then.
Yeah, we would have. I grew up in a massive like neighborhood in Dallas. There what they call zero lot lines, and there's literally 10 feet between houses. And so there's a ton of houses that we'd go to, and we'd be eating the whole time, when we were trick or treating. But there was just no way to eat that much without throwing up. And I tried to do that, but I couldn't do it. But yeah, there was always candy left over, and I would grew up an only child, so I didn't have big brother or big sister to take my stuff. So that's the one thing I didn't have to worry about. But just like Phoenix said, it's called the dad tax, and I guess you got to pay the piper sometime.
Now, did you guys get candy for other people? Because we did bring home. We'd give it to the little kids or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we had my neighborhood with friends. We probably had about 15, 20 houses just on my street there. And some of the houses had little kids, like infant little brothers and sisters, not an infant, but like 2 or 3 that were not quite old enough to really go out and enjoy Halloween. So mom and dad, they wanted to stay home with them. So we'd all go, and then we would all, give those kids candy, and they would kind of walk, maybe around 2 or 3 houses. Now, when I moved here to Arkansas, I had never seen it before. Maybe this is all over now. They have what they call a trunk or treat here. And they have a big courthouse in the middle of town, and there's parking lot and the streets all around it where they close them all off, and people and businesses and people park their cars and trucks, and they have music and all that going on. And it's basically a place where you can literally do a circle around the courthouse and go to different booths and tables and cars and do trick-or-treating in a controlled environment, which I guess is cool. But for me, that would half the fun was just kind of going out in the neighborhoods and doing crazy stuff. I don't know. Let's see here. Nice Strike dropped out already, huh?
Do you remember that one house you would always go to, and they would want to give you like the healthy treats? They'd hand you like a little baggie full of grapes or something.
Yeah, or pennies or stupid toys.
Oh yeah. Hey, the
little
quarters
stupid
or
spider
pennies,
ring.
yeah.
Like, who the hell invented those spider rings? That's not for Halloween. That's like punishment for some kid. But that was Halloween, right? Is having to figure all that out, like mapping it out and knowing where the real candy bars were, and like where Reese peanut butter cups were and stuff like that. And then the real peanut butter cups that were in paper, not the little stupid ones in foil that you had to spend an hour and a half opening up. They come in a bag. And then half of it was learning where that was, right? And then, like you're saying, learning where the raisins are and the stupid spider rings, so that you wouldn't go anywhere near them. And you'd like sacrifice whole streets because there was like too many garbage ones and not enough good ones. And yeah, that was half the freaking point. And that's, I think, why it was so useful is, everybody got candy or whatever, but it was really like an effort and like go out and figure it out, like go out and figure out how to get the most candy or whatever.
Yeah, and Patriot brings up a point, and that he always had this one, and we actually had two houses. One of them right across the street from my house was my elementary school principal. So later in life, once we made it to middle school and high school, we used to terrorize her house. It's not like she didn't know who it was, but we just terrorized that house. But for Halloween, you would think that the principal would get involved. Well, she was the one who put a big bowl of candy on the front porch and said, "Take one." Well, you know what's going to happen. The first crew that comes through there, they're going to dump it into the pillowcase and walk away. So it screwed everybody else. So we always used to wait outside and look through my window because we lived right across the street from her. And as soon as she would put that bowl down, we were out. We went over there and we took care of that bowl for her. We had another person that put a bowl, but he was the one that turned his lights off. He didn't want anyone bothering him. So he would turn his lights off on his porch, but he put this bowl out by the sidewalk and said, "Take one." And I was like, "You lazy freaker, man." Maybe he went to bed at 7:00. I don't know, but stuff like that pissed me off.
Well, that's because if you're back then, especially, it was trick or treat for a reason. So if you weren't giving out something, you got something.
Oh yeah.
So some of them people didn't want to be participating in it, but they also didn't want to get in trouble. And putting the bowl out there satisfies the thing. I mean, a kid might figure out that there's nothing in the bowl, but you figured out that he was at least trying.
Right. Let's see here. Uh-oh.
That was a whole nother thing of it too, is you got to learn your neighborhood and you walked around and you didn't get afraid to walk up in people's business and whatnot. And everybody knew people were going to be walking up in their business. Yeah, I think that's doing a disservice, like that thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where kids just walk around and here's your candy for no reason. Here's your candy. That seems pretty lame. Like you had to kind of earn it back in the day.
That's it. We felt like we had to work for our candy. We had to go put our, we no matter what costume we had on, we had to put some tennis shoes or running shoes or some kind of shoes on. Yep. Because we knew that we were working that night. We were going to earn our candy. We'd stay out there until mom and dad made us come home.
Well, I had those years, and then I also had the years where we'd find the one friend who had a cool enough mom or dad who wanted to pack as many kids in the car as possible, and then we'd go hit every rich neighborhood we could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had both.
I lived within
bike ones where we spent 5 hours out on our feet, and then others where we spent 3 hours out in the car and came home with just as much.
Right. No, so I lived bicycle distance from a super rich neighborhood, and you'd have to bike between those houses. You'd get a full candy bar, but you couldn't just walk that. You'd have to bike.
Okay, I got something to say here. Did anybody just get that notification? Travis P11 has just uploaded a video during your show. How disrespectful is that?
Sweet Fire Sriracha Strawberry Candy Taste Test. Yeah, he probably scheduled that. Not him. That's fine. It's all good. It doesn't bother me.
Just rude, man.
I don't care.
Just rude.
Cars, if I cared about stuff like that, then I wouldn't last very long. It's all good. It's all good. I'm glad he's putting some Sriracha Candy Taste Tests out there. All right, so let's go through this, and this is going to go for the room, but I want to see some responses out there in the chats as well. I want to let's see here. Pant says, "In my house, the dad taxes all the Clark's bars." My dad could have the Clark's bars. I really didn't. Clayton says, "You remember the one house with a fence that locked the gate?" Clayton says, "That's me now."
The Clark bar is a Butterfinger. What are you talking about? It's like one of the best candies that ever exists.
Clark bar is a Butterfinger? I thought the Clark bar was like dark chocolate and something else. Maybe
like toffee or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like toffee. I thought it was like some weird
Clark
stuff.
bar is a milk chocolate that is similar to a Butterfinger, Fifth Avenue or Zagnut, manufactured since 1999. But no way.
So what am I thinking of then?
It didn't introduce to 1917. It's been introduced. It's been made by this one.
Oh, I was thinking of Heath.
Yeah,
Heath. Yeah.
Because a Butterfinger ain't nothing new. It's just that toffee or whatever. But the Clark is the opposite of the Zagnut. Like the same company, they make Clark in the winter and Zagnut in the summer.
Okay. Yeah, if it's anything like a Butterfinger, I'm all in with that. Let's see here. Phoenix says, "I'm guessing Ghost was always the first crew." I was always the first crew, man. We were out there, and we had a plan. It sounds stupid, but I was always that kind of kid that, you know, my crew of friends, man. We had like an attack plan. Like we would spend a week preparing our map of where we were going to go and where we were going to start, and then, you know, we heard about, well, I heard this, and this, and so we're going to avoid that at the beginning because that's where everyone's going to go. So we're going to go and get these other people and all that. We had like a plan of attack, and that sounds kind of strange for an 8 or 10-year-old kid doing that. But like me and my buddies, we would literally spend a week figuring out the map and our route that we were going to take. And it was more fun than anything.
Yeah. You spend your little kid years learning the area. And then as soon as you got out on your own, you decided where you're going.
That's right. That's
right.
And
then each year it was trying to improve the efficiency of the last year. And then there'd be like new people and whatever you'd have to recon, and then you get too old. So for a while there, we were older than trick or treating. Like nobody would give us candy anymore. But then we had nothing else to do, so we would go around and just protect the little kids from getting crap beat out of them.
Yeah. So all right. So
would you charge them a tax then, G? You did charge them tax, right?
You know how it is in neighborhoods. Like the other kids knew who we were, so they didn't bother to beat on the little kids and steal their candy. Because that was like the thing. Like what, you get to junior high, you just steal all the little kids' candy. Yeah. Like assuming your parents let them out by themselves, you steal theirs. So
it was a thing, but I never did it because you know how bad I'd feel doing something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but these
I never stole anyone's candy, but I did.
I've done some shitty things on Halloween. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I just never stole candy.
But that's how you.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's how you learn your lessons when you're little. You do, you know, douche move shit, and you live with the consequences, and then it's almost inconsequential, right? And then you grow up and you figure out not to do that kind of stupid shit.
Midnight Range TM says he'd murder someone if they try to take his peanut butter cup. Wow.
Yeah, good luck. When the dudes are like 3 times taller than you, they just come up and take it.
Right.
There's you a challenge, Midnight. Make a homemade peanut butter cup online. I'll put it on film.
Yeah, that wouldn't be that bad, actually.
We would watch that.
All right, so let's kind of go through the room here. We're going to do a top 3 favorite Halloween treats, because it doesn't have to be candy. It can be, you know, some people do different things, but not that you would want to get now. I'm talking as a kid, what were the 3 best things that you looked forward to? If you said, if I could get this, my Halloween is set. So let's see here. Is Clover back in yet? Or is he gone? I can't tell.
Yeah.
You back? You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Nice strike you there.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Is that what they're calling it these days?
I'm having issues of my own.
Don't need to know. What happens in that room stays in that room.
No, not like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go
Technical
through.
issues.
Huh?
Technical issues. Computer.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go through the room. And Hottie, what are your top 3? I'm not going to go through and everyone go number 3, then number 2. I'm going to say you go all at once. What were your top 3 things that as a kid you looked most forward to getting for Halloween?
Oh, hell, I don't even know. Snickers, Butterfingers, and what number 3 be? Either like Kit Kat or Milky Way, probably. And as big a bar as you can, but nothing.
How does a Snickers come in third to a Milky Way? That doesn't. Milky Way has less shit on it.
No, Snickers was number 1, was it not?
Yeah, Snickers was
Snickers was the first thing I said.
Third was Kit Kat or Milky Way.
I thought you were going the other way.
Let's see here. Outlaw.
Oh, well, here's the thing. My number 1's going to be a little weird, but number
wouldn't
3.
expect anything different from you, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Number 3 would have to be the plain everyday Hershey, because somebody's
bar. You mean
somebody's going to
that
give
one right there, that little Hershey
Yep.
bar right there.
That's the one, exactly.
Yep.
Number 2 is the Snickers. Got to have a Snickers, man. They're delicious. Number 1 was there was this lady in the neighborhood who always every Halloween would make homemade candy apples or caramel apples, and I loved those things.
Hey,
And that's number 1.
What about the little caramel corn ball things? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I had them too.
Yeah.
They were good.
Good stuff. Night Strike, what you got?
I'm gonna be
Number 3.
I'm gonna be a little awful. Probably I like Three Musketeers bars the best.
The best Three Musketeers, huh?
Yeah. But what I was also looking forward to is no matter what neighborhood it was, I would always find a neighborhood. I would always go to a house that either had the regular full size candy bar, and then on the rare chance there was the king size candy bars.
Of any kind, just as long as
just of any kind.
Oh, please.
Just of any kind.
What kind of fantasy land do you live in where they give out?
Hey, it happened when I was a kid. I'm sorry, G-Webs, you had a shitty childhood, but that doesn't mean you have to ruin my childhood.
It happened one time. Remember that Thanksgiving of 1991? It happened. I swear to God, it happened.
Who the hell's giving out king-size candy bars to kids in the neighborhood? Unless they're like LeBron James that doesn't give a shit about money. No one was giving king-size candy bars away.
When I was a kid,
I didn't have that neighborhood.
Well, I'm going to refrain from saying where it happened just so I don't get shit for it.
Okay, where did it happen? Because we love to see you get shit.
It was when I was living in California as a child.
Oh, well.
California? You actually admit to living there. Okay, well.
Hey, you admitted to living in New York.
This is true. I did. Touche.
All right, G-Webs, what are your top 3 Halloween treats?
All right, so Necco wafers, and then Sweeties, and then them orange and black things that taste like
Wax?
chalk. Yeah.
The candy corn. Is that your number 1, candy corn?
No, those things that are coming like a black wrapper or an orange wrapper.
Orange wrapper. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of like toffee, like salty taffy or whatever.
Like a wad of caulk with like paper in it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. God, what a way to put it.
What a cock. All right.
That's caulk, right? Caulk.
Yeah. We're gonna go with that.
Man.
All right, Clover, what you got?
I hope he don't say nothing about a wad of cock.
Anyways.
Well, the best things, I mean, all of the pre-wrapped, mass manufactured candy is great, but the best things, living out in the country, and it took us literally from lunchtime till midnight to make all the rounds, it seemed like, but A lot of people would do homemade stuff. The best were the popcorn balls. That's the one that I remember. I mean, we had to hit that place first and make sure we got those. And then, like Ellis was saying, the caramel apples. And this particular lady, she used the little small apples. You know, you got really big apples, and then you can get them like in a bag, and they're smaller ones. And she would do those. And it wasn't just dipped in caramel. She would drizzle chocolate on them, and then they had like pecans or walnuts or something on top of that, and they were amazing. And then one lady did these little bitty loaves of banana nut bread that were awesome. So we always tried to hit the ones that had the special stuff, not just we didn't care too much for the regular candy was good, but
yeah, sure.
We made sure we hit all the home cooked places first.
Well, that's something else we should bring up is just how much things have changed, because I remember one year it went from being able to go out and take stuff like that from people, and then the next year it not being okay because kids were either poisoned or drugged or.
Do you remember growing up that you had to check for razor blades?
Mm-hmm.
That was all fake. So
if you
look that up nowadays, they say that there was no razor blades ever. There's no needles. That was just like some kind of scam to make us all start buying candy or something. But I'm not with you guys. I never liked popcorn balls or whatever, and the caramel apples and all that. When I was a little kid, I've been to places where they gave you that stuff, but I was never a big fan of the homemade stuff.
Yeah. My top three are this will kind of date you. I'm 42 years old. When I was a kid, used to get those huge jawbreakers. You remember those jawbreakers? And I used to love when I got a jawbreaker. My parents hated it, but hell, I was 10 years old. I was probably going to lose my teeth anyways eventually, or not, may already have. But I remember those big old jawbreakers. I used to love those things. My second one was kind of going to Clover's thing for my 2 and 1. There was a little old lady that lived down the street from us that every year made Rice Krispie treats.
Oh,
and she had them individually wrapped, and she would give all the kids Rice Krispie treats. And I remember I had never had one before. I was maybe like, 6 or 7 at the time. I had never had one. I was like 5 or 6.
I can't even imagine for Halloween. That'd blow your mind. Holy crap!
Oh my god! The very first time was Halloween. Was a Rice Krispie treat, and so I get home and I was like, "Hey, Mom, what is this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a Rice Krispie treat." And I remember opening. I don't know how old I was, but I was young, and I opened it, and I was like the clouds opened and the sun came out and the birds are. I was like, "Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever!" And so every year, I know obviously we have Rice Krispie treats throughout the year, but every year for like the next few years is we would go to that lady's house and she would always have Rice Krispie treats for us, and it was awesome. I loved them. But number 1 was kind of the same thing. Family down the house and lived down the street from us didn't have kids, and which was weird back then because everyone had kids, but they were like our parents' age, and we didn't understand why they didn't have kids and this, that, and the other. But what they would do is they would make like 3 or 4 big pots of chili, and they would have chili for everybody in little bowls for everyone. So you'd walk up and they just scoop you up a little bowl of chili. And I love chili, but I remember that was being awesome. That's my number 1 because it was always kind of getting cold and all of that, and we could always count on a hot bowl of chili every year for Halloween, and that was awesome. I love chili, so that was kind of a cool thing. So that's my number 1. Like I said, it's a little bit different, but those are the ones that I remember the most. Let's see here.
Hey, Ghost, I found it.
Yeah, what'd you find?
Check the picture.
Oh, so Ghost in a blue dress.
There you go. That's what it looks like.
I like that. I don't mind a blue dress. I'm man enough, and I'm secure enough in my manhood that I've worn much worse than that in my life. I promise you.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some times in my life.
Things that happen when you're drunk and in the service, right?
I was a wild child. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good time in life. I lived every day to its fullest. I try to do the same thing now. Let's see here. Now, Anthony Princeton says now you have to look out for weed edibles depending on where you live. That's actually true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That is true.
Angry says, can we all agree the worst people gave pencils? I never got a pencil.
Yes. I did.
Y'all had pencils? Y'all got pencils?
Yes, yeah, I got pencils and rulers.
Oh my God! Let's see here.
It sucked. You would never go back to that house the next year.
Oh hell no. Let's see.
No, they knew what they were doing though, because then that way they do that a few years, and then all the kids learn not to go to that house, and then they're done. They're effectively out of trick or treating. So they win.
And until they go to start their car the next morning and back up, and somebody's got a pencil jabbed into their tire.
Wow, two hotties got a little anger there.
I'm not saying I've done it. I'm just saying it's something that could be done.
Like that, possibly. Patriot in the Dark says his stepfather sent him a box of Cocoa Rice Krispie treats in boot camp in San Diego. How'd that go for you? Because that would have been interesting. We were not allowed to get anything like that. And if they did send them, we never saw them. So I guess our drill instructors would have taken care of those. Let's see here.
Think about all the free food
Cole says the guy from Texas, you have no credibility. I say, good day, sir. Good day, sir, to you. You can get the hell out of here if you don't like it, Phoenix. No, I grew up in Dallas, so I'm not saying that I'm from like Michigan or Wisconsin where it's -19, but I mean, it was cold for us. You know, maybe our cold's different than your cold, but damn it, it was cold and chili tasted really good.
It sounds like Phoenix or Sean doesn't really understand humidity.
Nobody's mentioned it yet, but did anybody get like a bag of like the mixed nuts, like the holiday nuts or whatever?
All right, that's what I'll get ready to go to. So we've done our top 3. Now I want to try to go through the room and like one or two things. The one or two things that really pissed you off when you were a kid, like really like that you actually got that pissed you off when you were a kid. And we'll go ahead with Clover since you're kind of talking mixed nuts. Go for it.
What the ones that really? It's got to be edible. Like, it's got to be edible.
No, anything that you got. I mean, anything that you got from a house that really just like, really, dude, seriously,
freaking toothbrushes.
Never got a toothbrush.
Yeah,
damn it, he stole it from me.
Toothbrushes. I've gotten but not a lot of things really necessarily tick me off. I mean, well, I've gotten all kinds of weird stuff. You'd be surprised. I've gotten like Ziploc baggies of potato chips before. It's like the people, because you got to realize it's a rural area out here. So you got people that are on like Social Security or whatever. So they buy like a package of Ziploc bags and like a family size bag of like Fritos, and then they just divvy it out into the bags, and that's what they give away. So I've gotten some weird stuff, but yeah, the toothbrush probably ticked me off the worst. Which is stupid.
That's awesome. Toothbrushes. G, you remember anything crazy that you got that really upset you?
These stupid things here. We got them all the time.
Let me see.
Spider rings.
Oh, the spider rings. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I first got one, I didn't know that, they were a toy or a ring. I assumed that anything you got in your bag was candy or edible. And I remember getting that one time and trying to eat that, and that did not go over too well.
Yeah. Somebody should die on these, and then they'd quit putting them out. But this was annoying. I'd rather get a penny, because at least it's a penny, right? This is pointless.
Yeah, you can't trade that for anything, Ooh, candy corn. I just saw candy corn. All right, Night Strike. Do you remember what was the worst thing you got?
Somebody put candy corn as worst.
No, I just saw a picture on G's computer as he was getting off. It had candy corn on there.
Oh,
that can't be the worst. That's
I would hope not.
I'm trying to think.
Now that Clover's taking your
Clover
toothbrush.
took my toothbrush, so at least I don't have the toothbrush now. So.
Playing those wax lips, did you ever get those?
Oh,
God.
Wax
Or
lips, God.
or the fangs, or any of them. It don't matter. Anything
Listen to
wax.
this one. Mel the Nut says he got a bag of gummy roadkill animals from his mom in basic grade. It's like he took a shit for the next 2 days. Oh, he took shit about it for the next 2 days. Gummy roadkill animals from mom in boot camp. That's perfect. I love it. Yeah, Ohio says wax lips.
I didn't get those.
Midnight Range. Other Travis says the worst thing that Phoenix ever got trick or treating was the crabs.
You know, I'm gonna go out and say it. I know you guys are gonna disagree and give me shit for it, but oh well.
Oh, we probably will. But
if I couldn't take the shit, I wouldn't stay here. I know you guys like candy corn. I hate candy corn. I cannot stand that shit.
Here's what I love about candy corn is it's only around for a couple weeks a year. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
A little bit of candy corn for me goes a long way. Now, if it was around the whole year, I'd probably hate it. But since you're only going to get it for a week or so every year, I kind of enjoyed it.
What about them little pumpkins that are made out of candy corn?
Yeah, same thing. Now, those for me are even a little more waxier than candy corn. I didn't like those near as much as the corn.
What about
I don't know how to get a fresh one, but when some of them are really good, and then I know why people don't like them when you get bad ones. Like some of them are, but some of them.
What about they make all kinds of different flavored candy corn now, and I guess I'm an originalist because I want like the orange, white, and yellow. I don't want like the chocolate or the caramel or the weird stuff. I don't care for those. But the original, and you're right, because it's only out. You only see it for like a month tops. It's okay. You buy a bag, you go through that bag, you're done. We got a little bowl. Matter of fact, it's got candy corn in it now, sitting in there in our living room, and it's one bag, dump it in that bowl, and once it's gone, it's gone.
Cycle Camp on the Gun Channel side says he got leftover stuff from Easter.
Oh man,
that happened a lot. I've gotten leftover stuff I've gotten Christmas candy before. No kidding.
I love that.
That was leftover from.
Clayton over there says Jolly Ranchers are the worst. Man, I love Jolly Ranchers. I love Jolly Ranchers.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with Jolly Rancher?
It's not even candy. It's fake. You have to suck on it. That's old.
You know what? if you don't like Jolly Ranchers, there is just something fundamentally wrong with you.
Tell you a good use for Jolly Ranchers. Those the Smirnoff wine coolers, and then drop you a Jolly Rancher off in it.
All right.
Cycle Camp says he got cider for a few years.
Cider, yeah.
Well, they used to do the hot cider for the parents. Oh, that's a good idea. So you would give out cider to the parents of the kids coming to trick or treat. That's a pretty good idea.
I was gonna say, I think I do remember some people having stuff to drink, but I was never interested in drinking anything from somebody that I didn't.
Yeah. Let's see here. Cycle says they got money sometimes. Yeah.
I'll tell you the one thing I hated getting, and every once in a while you'd run across somebody that would actually give this shit, these little pieces of black licorice.
Yeah,
I hated that shit.
That's basically saying, "Don't come here anymore. We hate you."
Right.
Because they know kids don't like licorice.
Phoenix says that he got a rock one time. A rock. That's
not a good idea. Because you're going to
no,
get that.
Because you know that rock's going. That's going through your window, pal. Let's see here. Ohio 45 says, living in Indiana, we would open the garage door and offer beers and coffee to the parents or the kids. That's funny. Parents, come this way. We'll sneak you out here and get you a shot real quick. Pennies, yeah, Jolly Ranchers. The worst thing that I ever got was, and I got it one time because we never went back. To this lady's house, and she's an old grandma. I mean, I say she was old at the time. I was probably 7 or 8. So, I mean, she could have been damn near my age or something, but she seemed really old at the time. and she handed out bookmarks. I mean, really, we're like,
That's hilarious.
It was bookmarks. Here you go, here you go. Make sure you're reading, and yeah, we got bookmarks, and yeah, that pissed me off. I remember that. I was like, what the hell's what's that? I went home. I was like, what is this? And my mom's like, it's a bookmark. I was like, what do you use it for? And she goes, marking your page in your book. Why the hell would I want to read a book? 8 years old. I didn't care, I remember being upset about a bookmark.
See, though, now that you look back on it and think about it, it's obviously not a bad strategy if you don't want kids knocking on your door, every single year. You hand them a shit. You hand them a shitty gift once, and they never come back. You ain't got to worry about it again.
All right, so we transition into like the middle school,
and they tell all the other kids about it, and then even less kids come over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or we pay them back.
Right. No, I didn't see many people that retaliated, really.
We retaliated a few times in high school.
Mostly it was like people's that we didn't like from school, and we just used it as an excuse to be dicks. But not to like some old lady who was just handing out like bookmarks or something lame. We would just ignore her, right? There was like no animosity towards her. Now, if there was someone who was an ass, like if they wouldn't let you play on their yard or something, and they were right between a bunch of other people.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Then it was an excuse to let loose.
All right. So there was a guy that lived down the road. I mean, I had a huge neighborhood, so everyone lived down the road. But he actually gave out candy and all. It wasn't like he didn't give out candy, but he was that guy that you must stay on the sidewalk and then get on the walk up to the house, and don't touch his putting green grass in the front yard. So as we got older, and he was just always an ass about it. He would never say happy Halloween. He would say, get off the grass, get off the grass. So as we got older, we went, and he had the the automatic sprinkler system and all that stuff. So we went out and got a bunch of Fruit Loops, and we spelled out in Fruit Loops, stay off the grass, all over his yard. Doesn't seem like anything, except for when the sprinkler system came on the next morning. And you know what Fruit Loops are like when they're nice and soggy and milk? Well, imagine an entire lawn full of soggy Fruit Loops that are spelled out, stay off the grass. So we did that to that guy. That was pretty fun. He was an ass.
I seem to remember that. Now that you're talking about stuff like that, I think one time we may have stole a bunch of Christmas stuff at Christmas time, and then put it all in somebody's yard, like on Halloween. We did do that one.
Yeah.
What about
Grim 90 says that he got 2 Coronas and a Bud Light tonight while taking his kids out for trick or treating. Congratulations, Grim.
What about the one house you didn't go to just because you thought the people that were in it were creepy?
Oh, everyone had that scary house.
We went.
Yeah,
we always win anyway.
It was a bunch of them. We didn't have time to go to the weird ones. So we we would blow off a whole. We didn't have we had neighborhoods that were separated by woods and stuff. So we would blow off like whole streets if there wasn't a high enough ratio of good stuff on it. So we had plenty of houses that were weird.
Yeah, we always had a couple of houses that one never had their lights on, and not only did they not have their front porch light on, I think they either went to bed at 6 o'clock or something, because you never saw a light on in the entire house, but their cars were there, so you knew they were home. And so we kind of figured, are they inside watching us and making fun of us or something, because we never saw a light on their house, but we knew they were home. So that was always weird. We never went to their house. And then we also had the guy that the wife would be doing trick or treat, but then he was always out in the bushes trying to scare everybody. And it's the first year he probably scared you, but after the first year it's dude, we know you're behind the bushes and you're doing the same thing you did 7 years ago or whatever, But that guy was always trying to scare the little kids, and always thought he was so funny and all that. And we're just dude, give me the candy, I don't care.
Yeah, but he was doing it for the little kid who's doing it for
probably
every year, right?
Yeah, the little kids. Let's see here. What did it say? Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. Let's check Ghost, the Gun Channels. Sour cough drops. All right. I'm gonna throw this out there, and maybe I'm the weird one. But you ever heard of, like, I think they're called Ludens or something like that? The cherry cough drops.
God, Ludens are awesome.
All right. Does anybody else here eat those of candy? Like, even if I don't have a sore throat, I will eat the hell out of those stuff. Okay. Maybe
yes. My great grandmother always had Ludens in her purse, and that was like the candy she gave away. And oh God, they're amazing.
Yeah, that stuff is. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I don't think they're really cough drops.
I don't think. I mean, they're little pieces of cherry heaven.
I know they're supposed to be cough drops. They sell them as cough drops.
Maybe that's why I haven't had a sore throat in forever. I don't know.
Maybe.
But they're like little pieces of cherry heaven. That's all they are.
I'll tell you another one that I really like to get. You remember the little caramel things that had the sugar in the middle of them? Little round things, just a dot of confectionery sugar right there in the center.
Yeah. So if you chewed them, it was different. Yeah. Those things
I love those things.
Are those bullseyes?
I'm not sure what they were called.
Bullseyes. I never heard of bullseyes.
That might be what those things are called.
Bullseye candy.
It was a caramel candy that had a little,
like chalk or something.
Does it look like this? Hold on.
That's it.
Yeah, they're called bullseyes. Yeah.
So it's like nougat. It's like it's like the stuff from a Snickers bar inside a caramel.
I love to get in those things, man.
Yeah.
Except when they got stuck in your teeth. Anyway, hell to get it out.
That thing says $79. They must be hard to make or something.
Scar says his neighbor gives out little bags of pretzels. Yeah, I love pretzels. Matter of fact, I've got my little goldfish pretzels that I snack on, but not for Halloween.
Come on.
Does it count to give out like little bags, those individual bags of Doritos, or like?
No, anything that you would take on a daily basis to lunch doesn't count for Halloween.
Now you know how to make the adults happy, the parents of the children. When they walk up to the door and the kids say trick or treat, you hand them the candy, and then you hand like the parents 2 or 3 9mm rounds or 45s. You know, what do you carry?
There you go.
What do you carry? Yeah, here's a 45.
Why would you waste a good 100 rounds on kids that aren't going to shoot them?
You give them to the adults, man, not the kids.
That's not a good idea, though. Give kids a little handful of 22s.
You got to figure out what to do with them. Yeah.
Their parents will take them shooting or whatever.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Hey, there you go, Clover.
Well, did you ever get any of the they call it the party pack stuff or something now? They sell it. It's like the little wine bottle or whatever, or champagne bottle you pull the string on, and then the little snap cap things you throw.
Yeah.
Anybody ever get any of those? I can remember getting those before.
That'd be cool, but no.
Psycho Camp said, this is him. No exterior lights. The laptop screen is the only thing that's on the house. So you look at the windows and just see a laptop and some guy behind it going, Happy Halloween. I can see Bob doing that. Or Bill. Let's see here. We don't usually get kids anyway. It must be at the restraining order. Yeah. Let's see here. Cowtails? What's a cowtail?
Oh yeah, it's like the bullseyes, but I mean they're a long. It's like a rope
of caramel.
Yeah,
it's like a imagine a Twizzler or something that type of a thing that doesn't twist. That's like a bullseye. It's a mini version, but it's a bullseye. Obviously, it's got the center and they've sliced it up. You know what I mean? It used to be a rope, and they've sliced it. Imagine it in a smaller rope form. That's basically a cowtail.
Is a sugar daddy just a chunk of caramel on a?
Sugar daddies are pretty good though. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a chunk of it though.
Right. So
that sugar babies are the shit.
Baby. That thing.
Whoppers.
Well, if it was that candy wrapped around the nougat out of like a Milky Way or a Snickers, like you took that nougat and you wrap caramel around it like a sugar baby or whatever that thing's called. That's what cowtail is, right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I remember
I
as
guess
a
I don't
kid.
remember them. I've never heard of them. I never saw them. I guess
We
I
didn't have
remember as a.
either.
Go ahead, G.
Oh, I was just saying we didn't have them either.
Yeah,
I remember as a kid. One year I got. I think they were called Pop Rocks for Halloween. Just
Pop
one,
Rocks.
one little
Pop
bag
Rocks
of
were
Pop Rocks.
awesome. Oh yeah, I remember Pop Rocks. You drink with
Oh yeah.
Coca-Cola or something? Oh yeah.
Well, apparently, Mom had read something or heard something from somebody, and she seen that bag of Pop Rocks, and man, she went ballistic. You give me them? You can't have them. You'll choke to death. Give me them right now. Like what the hell? And I was like, damn.
You were
What she did
You
do
were-
It had
is
nothing to do with you getting sick. She just really liked Pop Rocks.
Ellis was pop rock blocked there.
well, what
All
she
right,
didn't know
so
that
there's
was
a
actually
lot of
two
stuff
bags
going
of
on out there about Swedish fish. Now,
Ugh.
I like me some Swedish fish every now and then, but those weren't really around. I remember when. Do you guys remember when gummy bears were famous? But they had the gummy snake and the gummy. They had like
worm.
worms, but no,
yeah.
like the bigger ones. They had like a snake and they had like a foot and all that. We never got those
Spiders
for Halloween,
and-
all that. Yeah, we never got those for Halloween, but we did get them like a spider, like something like that. We had it at school. Like the teacher would bring like this big spider, and everyone got like a piece of it, and we just go and shred that gummy thing, And yeah, I used to love gummy stuff, but Swedish fish are good, but they're still kind of like on the waxy side a little bit. To me,
What
I
is a
don't know.
Swedish fish?
You never had a Swedish fish?
No,
They're like a
never.
gummy fish, but a Swedish company. Well, here, just Google it. Yeah, Swedish fish.
Google foo. Ask.
All right, so Two Live Moose says that urban legend says that Pop Rocks mixed with Coke will make you explode.
There you go.
I never heard that one. That's what we always try to drink it with was Coke because it kind of intensified everything. Let's see here. You asked what Swedish fish were. Cycle Camp says packaged by Nordic blondes with large breasts.
That
There
works.
you go. I'll just take the Swedish girls with large breasts. I'm in. I don't need anything else.
Now, everybody will pay close attention to your screen because you're about to see something fly out of the corner and smack Ghost upside the head.
Say what? I'm gonna lock your screen then. So go for it. What?
I said pay attention to your screen because you're about to get hit in the head. Oh, but you're at
Okay.
the office. Your wife's probably not there to hear that comment. So you're safe.
Oh, about the Swedish with she knows that I like blondes with big boobs.
Oh, well,
It is what it is. Who doesn't? Yeah. She'd feel different about me if I told her that I didn't like blondes with big boobs because she knew I'd be lying. So it's all good. All right, I think Night Strike and them started up. So
what the
the
hell?
hell was that?
Okay.
Gee, what was that? Was that like a crying dog? Was that Oro?
Nope.
Okay. Are we guessing or are you just not going to tell us? All right, boys and girls. Let's see here. The Hunk Bar. I didn't remember the Hunk Bar. Do you remember the Hunk Bar?
Yeah, I've still seen them around.
There was just that square of chocolate that was like almost an inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
Just a big wad of chocolate commodity.
Oh, the Charleston bars. Remember those?
Yes.
Charleston Chews.
Oh, no.
Chocolate.
The
Those are
Charleston
good.
Chews where you had the strawberry ones and then there was what? The vanilla
Chocolate.
one too?
Chocolate and vanilla.
Yep.
And then you would freeze it and you'd smack it and it would break all to pieces.
Yep, every time.
Which one was that?
That really long Charleston chew. It's like some kind of nougat inside of chocolate.
That might have been one of the ones that my mom always ate because I never saw one of those.
Oh no, you wouldn't get them for Halloween. They were like a foot long, or like
okay, I got you.
they were super long at the store, and they were kind of they're like a Tootsie Roll except really long.
TF2 Dot said G turned into a cat on Halloween. All right, so we're gonna end this, and we kind of went through this with Clover about a month ago or so. But since it's Halloween, and it is what it is, a lot of people like to stay home on Halloween and watch movies. So we're going to go through the room, and I want to hear, and if you're out there on the chat also, before you head over to Hit or Miss, what's your all-time favorite, we'll call it scary, slasher, it really doesn't matter, just a movie that you would like to watch on Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween horror, whatever movie of all time? You only get one choice. So we're going to start with Hottie. What's your all-time favorite movie? If you could watch one movie on Halloween, what would it be?
I don't know. I'm not a big scary movie guy.
It doesn't have to be scary. It can be a funny scary, like one of those.
I know. Which one is it with the damn stupid hockey mask? Is that Jason
Friday
or
the
Freddy?
13th. Yep. Friday the 13th. Yep.
Well, which one is it, Freddy or Jason?
That's Jason. That's Jason. Yeah, from Friday the 13th. Yeah. Freddy was the one that had the claw, the hand razors. So do you like Jason from Friday the 13th?
I guess so. If I have to pick one movie, yeah.
All right. Outlaw, what's yours?
Oh, that's easy. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
There you go.
Oh.
It's a really good one. It's a really good one. G, what's yours? Probably got some lesbian vampire movie he's going to bring up.
No, I've been looking here at the best Halloween movies, and I can't find any of them that I don't really like Halloween.
We already know what Clover's is. Leprechaun.
Not.
What is yours, Clove?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Halloween, I don't know, because I've got one in mind, but I mean it's definitely within my top 5 of favorite movies of all time, and I watch it all the time. So I mean I'm gonna throw
what
it.
The genre is?
Yeah, but I'm gonna throw it. I'm kind of gonna throw it out the window.
Okay.
And since we're Halloween, and I'm gonna say that Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
All right, which one was that? I loved all of them. They all kind of ran together for me. Which one was that?
That was Dream Warriors. Okay. That was the one where they.
Right. That was the one with all the kids locked up in the asylum or something, and they band together to get.
They basically fought back. Yeah,
that was awesome. My favorite, just because, I don't know why, it just always was Halloween, and I loved Halloween.
Looks like you're eating your phone.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, so that is the metal version cover of the Halloween, but I love Halloween. Let's see what they got going on out here before we take off for the night. We've got anything by Nom Nom Pelosi. Yeah, right. Silent Hill. Rich White says he just remembers another thing he hated. Chunky? What's Chunky?
Like Two Live Moo.
That's one of them bars that's like a giant square and it's really thick, but it had like a bunch of raisins and nuts and weird shit.
Oh, God. Yeah, I wouldn't eat that shit. No. Hemi says Monster House. Jared says Shaun of the Dead. Angry says Halloween 2. Can't go wrong with any of the Halloweens. Rich White says he just watched Poltergeist earlier. Poltergeist might be the scariest movie I've ever seen. But the best one was Halloween. But I think Poltergeist and The Exorcist were probably the two movies that like freaked me out the most. Let's see here. What else we got? Rockin' with Dawkins? What? Boca Ghibli is the close runner-up.
What is G doing to Oro?
I don't know. Patriot says he still likes the very first Nightmare on Elm Street. Absolutely. Let's see here. Midnight says my favorite scary story of all time was The Curse of Camp Poco Ghibli. Let's see here on the Gun Channel side. What we got? Wizard of Oz. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Cycle
a
camp?
scary movie.
What the
That's
hell?
a scary movie.
Watch Wizard of Oz with the soundtrack to Pink Floyd,
Dark
right?
Side of the Moon. Yeah, it's awesome.
that's
And
pretty
it's
cool.
like
You can
legitimate.
watch-
It's awesome.
Yeah, you can watch that on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
Is that a Halloween thing? I guess
You have
because
to be on shrooms to do that?
no. I mean, you being drunk or something would be great, but it's really cool. It totally lines up. It's crazy.
It does. Yeah. But no, I wouldn't think that's a Halloween, but okay.
No,
Jared says Shaun of the Dead. Scar says Leprechaun in the Hood. Is that like the remake of Leprechaun, or are you just saying Leprechaun in the Hood? I don't know.
Clover, when did you go to the Hood?
Clayton,
Yeah,
Pet
that's the-
Cemetery. Ooh, Pet Cemetery. Now that was a good one. That was a pretty good movie. Cycle Camp says Nightmare Before Christmas. I think you're missing the entire point of this, Bill. Maybe he's doing that on purpose. Anyways, all right,
He's
guys.
old.
Well, what's up?
He's old. You have to overlook him.
I understand. Let's see here. The witch from Wizard of Oz scared the shit out of my youngest brother, says 1%. Okay. Well, guys, it is hell. It's 8:20. We've already cut it enough to night striking them. I'm sure that they're probably not caring, but maybe they do. But I want to go through the room. Anything you have anyone to talk about and all of that. I know Clover's got something he wants to bring up for later on tonight, but I want to say thank you guys for coming out. We had a good night, just kind of hanging out, relaxing. I was tired of the political rhetoric. Had to kick it back into high gear starting tomorrow and kind of get everything ready for the rally. But I just wanted a day for Halloween just to relax and have some fun, talk some candy, talk some stories, and all that. So before we go, tomorrow, be looking for the video. I was going to do it tonight, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow for the drill of the month. You've got till midnight tonight to send me your video responses. So do that. Drill of the month at ghosttactical.us. You can send me your video response. You can have till midnight. So tomorrow I will have a video out announcing the winner of October's drill of the month. So get those videos coming in. So let's go through the room. Heidi, you got anything you want to plug or anything you want to say or anything like that? Heidi's already over at hit or miss, I bet.
No, sorry.
I'm just messing with you.
No, not too much coming to mind tonight.
Yeah, have a nice night.
Just gun channels.
Yeah,
gun channels.
Did you not post your first Instagram original not too long ago?
Yeah, I did. Late last week.
Go check them out. Go check them out. Outlaw, what you got going on?
Oh God, a lot. I've got Bob coming up on Tuesday or Thursday, excuse me, at 8 o'clock.
Bob, this coming Thursday?
Yep, Bob, 8 o'clock
God help
Thursday, and then
That'll be a ratings jackpot.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
These are Eastern times.
Is this a punishment? Did you do something wrong?
Yeah. Well, see,
He's
I'm
gotta work with them every day.
hoping that he'll get on camera and do that whole Bigfoot mating call thing he does. Maybe we'll get lucky, get a Sasquatch on cam. And let's see, the Tuesday following that, I have Chris Flores, if I'm not mistaken, that's the 7th. So he's from Muddy River Catfishing. If you like catfishing, guys, it'll be a good show for you.
Awesome.
Other than that, just remember to, check out Gun Channels and help out G-Webs. He's doing his best to, get the word out there for us. Thanks, G.
Absolutely. G, go for it. You got anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, this is Halloween, so that means that this is the last day to jump in on the Patreon thing before, for November, so that when I'm going to Wanamaker. So if you want to help get a kick started and jump in on it, I'll throw the Patreon link out there.
Yeah,
we're doing the gun show stuff. Yeah. So if you throw $50 in, we buy $25 worth of stuff at the gun show and then ship it to you. And you can kind of tweak that to be the kind of stuff you might be interested in. And then if you're not able to do it at the $50, I can totally understand that. So I'll be throwing some random stuff out to people at the lower levels because as the any amount of money, it accumulates. So I'm definitely heading out to Tulsa, and we'll be shopping for people's perks. So, like I say, this is the last day to jump in on it. The month after that, I'll be going to pretty cool gun show up in Phoenix in December. But in next weekend, really? No, weekend after next, we'll be all meeting up in Tulsa.
Yeah, can't wait for that. It's gonna be an awesome weekend. Clover, what you got? I know you got something going on tonight, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to let me drop a couple links. I'm gonna drop some links for the October giveaway because I will be running the names through the hopper on that in about 30 minutes. Probably about 10. I guess that'll be 10 Eastern. Yeah, and so definitely get in on that if you hadn't. This is last call, so to speak. I will announce the winner 11 Eastern, hopefully. If the rain, depending on what the rain here does, just kind of bear with me on the Halloween lawn chair chat, but we will be reading Telltale Heart Fireside, have a jack-o'-lantern pop, and I will announce the winner of the October giveaway. So shouldn't be too terribly long of a show. Yeah, so show up for that, hang out, and yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. We had a fun, just relaxing night, reminiscing about being kids and Halloween and all that good stuff. So go check out Night Strike and Smeggy over there on Hit or Miss right now. And wait, I think Big Gunner, is he going live tonight? Do we know?
If he got his streaming back, do you know?
Yeah, I don't know if he did or not, but be looking for Big Gunner at 10 Eastern. Hopefully, he might have his live stream back, and then also be looking out for all the Clover stuff. He's gonna have a busy night tonight with the drawing, and I'm looking really forward to the Telltale Heart. I love that story, but especially over campfire and Halloween. It doesn't get much better than that. So, guys, thank you once again for joining me, and the Ghost Squad out here. We really appreciate you guys. Keep supporting Gun Channels. Keep supporting all content creators. It's not easy to get up here and do this all the time, especially if you don't know if people are ever going to see it or not. So anytime you can get a chance to put a like or a comment on a video, go ahead and do that, guys. It means a lot to all of us. Go to the rally, 2A Rally 2017 is a hashtag. Go to your state capitals this Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. All over the country. Support the Second Amendment and all that good stuff. So I really appreciate you guys once more. Until next time, Semper Fi.